What are some of those moments in films, shows, and even literature that you swear captivates you and only you? You're looking around when it happens. Like, did anybody else see that? Did anybody else notice that? Or was it just me? Well, today we're going to take a look at two examples from something that I noticed like that I felt the same way about. And I'm wondering if you guys felt the same way or if you noticed it yourselves as well. And these two instances are going to come from the same guy. And yes, I am a bit biased because I am a fan of the cat. It's from James Gunn. So we're going to take a look at two examples because I think he does a really good job. Oh, sorry. I think he does a really good job at captivating sentiment and moments and what seems to be like one-offs. One-offs with either the lines or something happening. And I think sometimes people just don't look at it. And then one of them actually has, which I feel is like a big implication as well. So we'll take a look at two of those today. Or we'll take a look at two of those. The first example comes from the Suicide Squad. And it's James Gunn's first foray into DC. And if you have not seen the Suicide Squad, which is the better Suicide Squad, Idris Elba, John Cena, Nathan Fillion, Margot Robbie. It's all of them. If you have not seen the Suicide Squad yet, it's a really good movie. It's a fun movie. It's a great team up movie, and it's exciting. It's something that you can just have fun with while watching, and it's hilarious. Also, Rick Flag. They in the movie though, they at a point where it seems like they're going against Starro. Starro's destroying the city and just wreaking havoc, and they end up defeating Starro. And as Starro is dying, it lets out this line that really stuck out. Really stuck out if you listen to it, and then you look at his life beforehand, and then you realize, shit, Starro wasn't really like a bad, wasn't really like a villain-esque type of thing. And it was when Starro was dying, the last words that they utter is, "I was fine floating in the sky and looking at the stars. I was happy floating, looking at the stars." The final line is, "I was happy floating, looking at the stars." And when you hear that and then realize that this thing was captured, kept in captivity, experimented on, and tortured, shit, that line hits pretty hard. Because it's crazy to think about that this thing, you see a situation where it's just destroying things and it's just wreaking insane fucking havoc. But for that to be its last line, and then you to recognize his life, it was like, damn, that hit. And when I was in theaters and I watched it, that caught me because I was like, that is a really deep line for. It didn't need to be that deep. It didn't need to be that serious for this fun team up movie. But it wasn't. It was almost, it seemed like a thrown away line, which was amazing. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Maybe take a look at it again with that perspective if you have seen it, and see if that line will catch you, because it was good. It was a really good line. It caught so much heart and sentiment to what happened and encapsulated so many things in just that small line. The second one comes from Superman, the movie that just released, reinvigorated the DCU. A great Superman movie. Great Superman movie. And I don't even like Superman like that, but the movie was very enjoyable. I liked it. Currently, it's on HBO Max at the time of this. But it came from this movie. It came from towards the end of the film after Jarnpur was rescued by the Justice Gang. I know they're going to change the name eventually, but that's what it is now. It's the Justice Gang. So after Jarnpur was rescued by the Justice Gang, back here in America, it was in the government office, and it was General Maury talking to Rick Flag Sr. And what he says to Rick Flag Sr. is, "Glad you're not worried about the metahumans, because they're the ones making the rules now. They're the ones making the rules now." I believe that's exactly what he said. And it was at the end, and it felt very ominous, and it also felt like he seemed like he said in a dejected tone. So it felt ominous and with a dejected tone, which I think is going to bring about more throughout this new phase of the DCU, which this storyline they're starting out with is called Gods and Monsters. And if you add it to the context that was in the beginning of the Superman film, it's it feels like very precise and very it was meant to be said. And I don't know how much was put on it and pushed on it about the metahumans and everything going forward. Because I think this is going to have real world consequences. That line, not just things that happen, but that line itself about the metahumans are making rules now. And the reason it felt very dejected and ominous is you come to find out that Jarhanpur was being assaulted and like just the way that that was going down, and they decided to save people. They decided to save people and they decided to do it, yes, on their own, but it was saving people. It was saving people in a very fucked up situation. And to have that tone while watching a video of Jarhanpur being saved coming from the government was very deliberate, I feel. And crazy. It's very crazy when you think about it, that was happening. And yes, I know it was presented that way, but I think it's going to have wide-ranging effects throughout the DCU. And to be honest, I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the storytelling, the way that this stuff is going to pan out. But yeah, that was another line which seemed like a throwaway, but it seems like it's going to have bigger consequences. It was very foreshadowy, is what I'm saying, for the series, for the DCU as a whole. So we'll see what happens with that one. Again, another one-off interesting line that you could easily miss, but it's there, and it seems to sum up a very big moment going forward. So these are just some small things that in these situations, especially considering dealing with this bigger universe, this bigger film franchise, that I thought was very interesting and very meaningful. The Suicide Squad one was just a way to catch sentiment and way to make you feel and kind of think if it caught you, if it grasped you. And I could see him doing that again more times and throughout different things, because it was very, to be honest, it was very heart grabbing when you see that happen, and then you hear that, and then you put it together, and it's like, damn, Starro was really just a victim as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward, and any more of these type of moments that is coming about, and again, film, literature, even stories that you watch. If you have any of those, yeah, let me know, because I like these moments. I like these little moments that pan out to either be just those moments or something bigger. And that's what these are. Oh yeah, hold on. There was one more. There was a bonus one. There was also a bonus one. And the bonus one also comes from the Suicide Squad as well. This one was sad. It was sad, but it was really good. And in the film, you have one of the Suicide Squad being Ratcatcher 2. And the reason she is Ratcatcher 2 is because her father was Ratcatcher, or you could say Ratcatcher 1. And this also took place towards the end of the Suicide Squad. And Ratcatcher, I think you could say that she was the heart of the team. She was a really cool character, very interesting. And again, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. I liked her character. I thought she was a number one. I thought she was a good part of the team. Again, it's a great team movie. And it's also where we're introduced to TDK. Not really. I mean, we get introduced to TDK, but it's actually where you get introduced to Peacemaker. Um, but in the film, towards the end, she has this memory of her father, and her father's dead. Uh, she has a memory of her father, and her father, in this memory, is talking about why he uses rats. Like, why is rats his thing? Because that was also a big thing between her and Bloodsport, Idris Elba's character. So in this memory, it's him talking about why he uses rats.
Rats are the lowliest and most despised of all creatures, my love. They have purpose. So do we all.
Incredible. That, man, yeah, that shit was rough, and it was very deep. And again, that was like just a one-off towards the end, and it's not brought up or talked about again. Um, yeah, that one, yep, it almost made me cry because it was very sentimental and it was very touching. But again, that was another one of these things that seemed to be a one-off line that went super deep that it didn't need to go that deep, but it did. Thank you, James Gunn, for that. That's crazy. Or whoever's idea it was. But yeah, that was pretty dope. That was fun. So yeah, that was the bonus one. Again, 2 in Suicide Squad and Superman. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, I guess. Yes. Go read some books, watch some shows, watch some films. Enjoy. Have fun. Read some things. All right.